Hi. As I said, after a good pizza, I would take a espresso with a lot of sugar, and the dessert I made is a fantastic dessert made with butter, coffee, and caramel and eggs. The white one pulled stiff, and the eggs just all mixed. Buono, benissimo. With that soup pearls, it's perfetto. Perfetto. See, and for the dessert, I had to take off my blouse, and I found out that it has here exactly this. And this blouse I have since many years, and I didn't wear it too often, and I cannot wash it too often. And I was doing the pizza, I was talking over that I have a little bit fat on my back, and this may have saved me. Then at that time, I did not yet know that this brown thing was on my back. It was not before, so it cannot be dirty from that I drank coffee and I smashed coffee. It cannot be that. I just think that really someone must have once, when I was wearing it from behind, pushed me something in. It could be blood from the back. As I said, I get attacked. This is a shame for the blows. I don't think I can bring that out. If I take shower water, then it's a white spot, then it's a white spot. I don't think that this is going out. And I saw it, I uploaded the video, then I watched the video again, and only then I saw it. Um, no, I did, yes, I saw it, but then, yeah, that's now a mistake. But anyway, I saw it yesterday when I took that off, when I looked the video, and then I was thinking someone did that in the video, but then I was searching the blues, and no, it is real. It is real. So if I take something out of my, not the mirror, out of my, there where the clothes are in, then I think it's all sober. It should be all sober. I don't check out every time if it is somewhere a spot of dirty. And yeah, it was now some spot of dirty that is not good. So maybe it was the last time I was wearing it. Maybe I throw it away, or I cut. This is too nice, Then I cut out the spot, and I make a clothes for my dog. I make clothes for my cutie pie. That I can do because it is so beautiful. I really like it. So, talking over that, I got attacked in my flat. There are other things happening to me in my flat, like I awake and I have here a horn and things like that happened, and that is why I have to show it. Mhm. To save my children from living here. Mm. I can cook good desserts. Better than Chapone. But as the pizza were heavy, so is the dessert. That's why butter is fitting. It's also a heavy dessert. Because now we come to that point how I try to protect us, my family and me. I spend a lot of money. I have cameras here, and I had to pay 2,000 Swiss francs for another cameras and other cameras and little ones and big ones. But I found out that it is not possible for a person, single person, to protect the whole family, because you are working, you are doing your life, and then in the night you should also check out the video. It was not Bewegungskamera, because my child and the dogs, they are running around all the time, so I cannot take the system where it's only making a video when something is moving, because it's all moving all the time. The dogs are moving all the time, the children are moving all the time, so I cannot take such a system. So I have then to check out the video the whole hours, but this is not possible. You cannot live 24 hours and then you need double time. Then all the 24 hours check out the video to see what happened, and this is not possible. So I had an alarm. I bought alarm thing for 2,000, which would just make alarm tone and to the ring to the police and ring to my handy when the door goes open. This we have had, and it showed that it was ringing, this alarm bell, and someone went in the flat when I was down going to shop, making shopping, and my child was in the flat, and she also said there was coming in a man. She didn't describe him, but a neighbor she would know, a father she would know, so it was a man she did not know. So to this end, now maybe the link or wink I got is right, and I have to rule this kingdom. I have to take off the tourist hut and the tourist and dancing thing here, and to put on the 3 crowns I ordered. So why 3? Because when I was living at the house of my husband, I was praying a lot, and I was finding bones, maybe from dead people. Maybe we had always dogs, and dogs it could also be the bone of a pig, of the foot of a pig. So I don't know. We had dogs, and the dog could have brought it in the estrich, but I don't think. I think it was witchwork, because it was so on top that the dog cannot reach that place. It was like a person must have light there on this wood from the roof. You have this, and then here is wood, and someone would have light there to die. And I always had, I was praying because I really wanted to get Jesus or God down, or to make the connection to him, and I was not eating 6 weeks and not doing anything, and until I got my answer, and it was in a dream the answer that I'm the 3rd one. That's why I'm wearing 3rd. It was a lady. She said, you have to leave this house otherwise you're gonna be the third victim. And I didn't believe this ghost or voice. Maybe it was not a dream. I was pretty much awake. It was more like that, but we should never say, because then the people say you are gaga, you are schizophrenic. But I cannot describe it else than when my mother is talking to me inside. She's also kind of giving me feelings or giving me. Sometimes she's angry also, my mother, like in my head, like we have a telepathic connection. It was exactly the same, but to a person I don't know. And this person said, I prove it. I was a victim here. I did have the same fight like you. Someone is saying that you have to obey, and this person wants that you don't eat anymore and that you die here. And that you die like a holy one, but it's not holy, it's shit. And it will not bring you heaven. I'm still here in form of flies. And she said, I prove it. You will find there, and she said exactly the place, a clock, and you will find also a third clock. 2 clocks, one is from me and one is from the other person before me. So when I was here, living here, I found that clock from a lady and leave it there. I left it there. I did not clean like you, but then I did lose this fight, and I also tried not to eat and to be better than all the other women. So to be a holier woman by not eating. Yes, it's about that. So in my thing, in my opinion, it was also a fight about not masturbate, not having sex. When you are married, a man, you think you get love from him all the time, and love is also meaning sex. But it's not like that. Maybe the man makes you pregnant, you get children, and then they go to bordels or with colleagues just out at parties, and then you don't get any sex. That means from the time your man is leaving you in his heart and in his mind, you are like a widow or you are like a holy nun. But I didn't want to be a nun. I wanted to be a wife, being loved, being hugged, getting hugs, getting kisses, and also getting sex. If that is missing, it's missing like food is missing. Something is missing. The life is, in my opinion, no more whole, no more round crown. No more. I said things about the round crowns. Now I'm talking about the not round crowns. What does me alive bring when I cannot no more eat? Yeah, I know God is sick. She cannot eat no more. She has this tube and she get feeded. But for me, that will no more be the whole life. Something is missing. The food, the joy of food, of eating. And if I have a life without sex, then it's also something missing. Nuns are then in a better place than a housewife who is left, because the housewife has no chance to find a lover or someone. In the past, especially, they have been killed then by the family she was married in. So nuns are something else. Nuns marry Jesus. So I'm not sure. I'm not a nun, and I never talked to one. Yes, I did. I actually did ask once a nun about this, but she was smiling and I don't know the answer, or if she didn't give an answer, or if she gave an answer. I'm not sure. When they marry Jesus or God, they say they are in a relationship to God. Does this include masturbation with Jesus? Madonna was making a song out of this thema, Black Jesus, and no one talks actually over this theme. I do, because I was the third woman who went through the same hell of burning alive, and this must not be. Then it's better not to get married, and this is what the Bible said. It's better not to get married, maybe because of this. Because if you get married and you have not enough money to get divorced, then you're burning alive. And who is burning? Most of the time the wife, because the husband can go to work and then he just comes later home, or he has a hobby, and I was not allowed to have a hobby. There was no money for a hobby, so I was burning alive. Yes. And I was the third one, so the third crown. And I don't blame my husband though, because this house where we lived in is 300 years old. And more than 300 years, because it was first only a tower in this moor. Moor is when you have earth and water mixed together, but you cannot walk on it, you would go down. You would go like, boom, there are holes and you would go down. More. It is earth and water, a mixture. It's not water, it's not a lake, it's not earth. It is like a dove who is not strong enough. You just go in. Like there are also in the desert sand places where you just, when you walk, you would just disappear in 1 second. Which I also had made this experience in more in Lucerne. I didn't talk that in English up to now. So now I have to think. I don't blame my husband because people have been living there before his family. But it already was this name. They were from another canton, moving there, buying this house, or by building this tower and then making the house around of this tower. So it's very old. So even if it has been human bones, what I think, which I think it was from the back, from this in the middle here. We have the back. It was one piece when you cut the human like this in pieces, then one piece, because it has a hole in the middle there where the nerves and the blood is running through. A hole like. I'm coming back. I don't have. Where is it? Ah, here. It's already a hole like this hole. Here, this exactly like this looks this piece, and the back is a lot of bones like this, and the blood veins going through it like that. So it was one this piece only. Witchcraft would also maybe do this, and the dead have then no rest, no peace, and in this room in the roof there have been millions of flies, and I was cleaning it, and I wanted to do a window in it because it had no window. It has a black socket in front of the window, and it looked like in the times of the 12th 11th century or 13th, there where the pest was, there where the black dead was, the people get like bowls and then they died. And it looked like a potato socket, black with tear on like this. They closed the window, and I was doing this away and wanted to, from old windows, making a window, and then my husband felt pity with me, and he said, okay, wait, you are not not a woodworker, I will pay that, and we ask a man to do it. And then he really paid a lot of money, and they made a good ground on wood, and they isolated then also the roof. So we got the isolated roof and the room and windows, and it was clean and good. And these two clocks, they suddenly disappeared when I moved out from my husband. I took the clocks with me here in this flat. They disappeared in this flat. They disappeared. I don't know who. Like in this flat, there's things getting stolen often, so I don't say every time what. Now I was buying something like a Staubsauger to clean the ground, and this is also gone. I don't know where. It was good. It was not with electric. It was, you can just roll it, and by rolling from the automatic, from the physical, it turning something, it eats the dirty things from the ground, and this was now gone. It's also gone. So every day is something gone. I was fearing today this is gone, but I found it. This was me. As I said, I didn't. I showed the bones to my husband, and I think I know humans so good that I can see when it's something wrong. But he didn't react. He said, "Oh, that's from the dog. That's we have dogs, and that's just bones." So they have also rabbits, and they eat the rabbits. So in a farm on a farm, it's normal that people die, that animals die, and they don't have always buried the people in a cemetery. Sometimes they buried them at home. I also had that feeling. If I want to die here, I don't want to go in a cemetery. I want to die here in this roof on a wood, like exactly because I had this befehl, this order from a ghost. Don't eat, die here in a holy way. Don't eat, don't masturbate, nothing. Just nothing anymore. And because I had this order and I was too weak to resist, I wanted to do this already. And then I found the bone, and then these persons who died there, one of these person, one lady was talking to me. Yeah, I cannot say it in another way. It was normally talking like you to me, like I to you. But in my head, and that was not Vivi. I think it was also not a hidden person. That is that what I didn't want to talk over it because I feared that they lock me in for gaga people. Um, because if you say I hear voices, then the alarm clock is running, and the psychiater say you are gaga. But I'm from another religion. When you pray, you searching a connection with God or with the people from your family who have died. It's like you ring, you telephone to that people. You want to reach them, and then when they answer, you say, "Then I'm now Gaga." No, that's not fitting. For me, that is normal. That is normal that can happen. But I don't phone every day. I have no more connection to these dead people. And I had also this connection because I was going in the roof and searching all the things from them. I touched all the things. There was one shots through a wooden thing where normally are crowns in and jewelry is in, like the pirate, they have to open it. And they were in love letters, but all love letters. It was full, millions of love letters. It was such big, more than 1 meter length and more than 50 centimeter high and more than 50 centimeter deep. It was nearly 80 centimeter deep and 80 centimeter high, and it was a big one and full of letters. And I tried to read them, and I took out only the one I showed in a video here already. It is like a letter, even also me. The others were not over me, but there this letter was the only one who I catched with Karin. But maybe it was not only the only one which I took here. I felt like I'm stealing something. I didn't really dare to take it with me because it's my husband's family's house, and the dead are my husband's family's dead people. I also found pictures and photos, and I was praying for these dead people, and I got this connection with them. And I know exactly when that started. It was really in a dream. Morning 5, I wake up because I smelled dead, all dead. And so, like you see in the vampire films, I smelled it. I was in the dream there, and in the dream, I dreamed that I'm on a vampire, that I'm on a ball, and that I was the queen. I dreamed because they came all as couples. They were dancing and they came and around for me by, and it was like not really shown, but they make that what you make in front of a queen, but only a little. Only they were like flying on the ground, schweben, sweet, and all came and all make that movement like. But they didn't really look and say, you are the queen. And it was just, I was in there, I was like, what's going on? I could smell them all day, like they would have been awaked. Like I really was thinking, maybe they are have been lying somewhere in graves, and they awake now, and they remember the last days, and they had this from the 18th centuries, like Sissi. They had all this Sissi clothing, very beautiful. That's why I will also buy one in black for Sissi, to honor Sissi, because I think she also was talking to me, and she was a time long a good friend of me. I don't want to make me higher, but it was true. She was lonely, I was lonely, and she had she had a drama with her son and with children who died, and she had also dramas in her life, and I had them too, and that made us both, even in the death, she was lonely. She was not connected with her son and her family. She was alone, and I was also there alone. We found each other, because if you are a mother and you have 3 children, they are children. You have to be higher than the children. You are the mother. They are not friend. They are not your friend, not your good friend. I had also Susan then at that time, but still there have been times when you work very hard there in the garden and doing that leaves from that tree, that big tree, who always in the autumn falling so much leaves, and it all was so heavy working, and it so for much pain for my back, and a lot of tears falling, and I was also, my heart was breaking, and no more sex. Then I think I have married the wrong man, and then I started back to the school time, to that time when I was 14, and when I loved a Peter. And he also said he loved me, but I didn't believe him, because I saw him flirting with another girl. And I was thinking, no, he loves her more, because I was insecure. She had the bigger eyes than I had, and I found her more beautiful than me. And then I was mean. That makes me mean, because I said the sentence when he said, I love you. I think you don't have a heart. You have only a stone there where the heart would be. And it is like destiny that I live now, that this all happened in this town, which is called Stone Village. Stone Village. And so it is like destiny that I was so hard. But I was so hard to him, because I was not secure enough that I'm beautiful enough. I hate my nose, and I thought I have two small eyes. This other girl had big eyes, but he said to me he loves me, not to her. So it was my mistake, the biggest mistake in my life, that I wanted still to stay virgin, and I didn't make something with him, and it was my mistake. And that mistake, then when hard times came at the marriage, I went back in my thinking, maybe he had been the better one. And so a house can only be stable when it's holding to itself. This is like a house or like a castle. When this castle or this body does not hold to myself, who does? Then it is instable, and I will get instable and weak and break at the end. This house will break, this body will break. That happened to me. I was no more school, not secure on myself. For that, not stable enough, not secure enough is the better word, not stable enough. Yeah, also the back broke pretty much. I could not move a whole day. I wanted to make flowers, but there was stone, there was no earth, and I made this gardening working, and then the nerve was catched in, and then I could really no more move. No one, my husband didn't believe. He said, you make a film, you made like an artist, you play this, but it was not played. And he just packed me like a Barbie and put me upstairs in the sleeping room and throw me on the bed and said, oh, here you can be, and left me there. And at that time I was so happy that I had a mother, Veronica Wisner. She came, and she was then looking to me that I went better. And also in that house I was so, there have been times when there have also been then ghosts, which are maybe not only good. There have been squirrels eating nuts there was not only this room, there was under this top room, in the roof, was another room, the whole house about 1-2 meters so high, like this table. So you can go under the table, you can go, but you cannot stand under the table. And this was the whole house had this floor, this table floor, I call it. And there are the farmers do there the nuts, the big nuts they do there, and the squirrels find always, and the rats and the mouses find always a way to these nuts, and because they love to eat them, especially in the winter. And we had these nuts, maple walnut tree, and we were collecting them, and you have to dry these nuts. And this is exactly the floor, the room where we dried these nuts and the tea, from the Lindenbaum tea. Tea and nuts were there. So, and animals. And sometimes they made really. I was this night when and even, not this lady who was talking to me, not this ghost and not Sissy. I learned by talking with them. I learned to see the difference. Oh, this voice sounds like this. This is this sound. This is my sister. This is my mother. This is my dad. This I call ruling. If you don't do that, if you don't have time to rule, you will go mad, completely crazy. That's why it is okay when you have a job and these things happen. Then it is okay maybe to be even in a place where you get food and everything what you need. I could stay at my home and my husband gave me food and I had a home, but you are then no more in my eyes. It's not good when you have to work 100% because then you never have the time to rule, to find out exactly which voice is which person. Are it dead people? Are it my grandmother, my grandfather? Is it a lover? Is it someone I loved in the childhood? Is it a good friend in the childhood? Who are all these voices? And you have to connect to learn that's this person, that's this person, that's this person, that's this person. That it's like in the Bible standing, you have to check out the ghosts. That is necessary to find out which one is good for you, which one is a friend, and which one is an enemy. And that we cannot always find out. This is so complicated like in the real life. But these persons are so real like in the real life, the real persons. Yes, and therefore if the psychiatric clinics would not give medicine too much to make the people crazy, I would not be the enemy. I was already then also doing this myself, and I was working, and then my child was crying, and she was locked in by my parents, and she needed the ordiners, and I couldn't understand. I get her out there why she goes again to my parents, even she knows that she is in danger there. They could not understand this, and I was crying while working. This is not possible. Then you lose the job anyway. But I didn't want to get dismissed, so I dismissed myself and went in this place there because there I needed some help. And it was helping alone, see other people's crying the whole day, and I could talk to them. But after 6 weeks, the psychiater said, you need to take tablets, and they can damage you, they can make you fat, they can damage you, they can damage your soul, your spirit, everything, and this can damage you. So I would not recommend it. It is up to you to leave now and go again for work. And it was okay. I came then clear because by talking with a psychiater, with people there, I found out why my children are against me because of these Facebook things, because I'm posing too sexy for, in their opinion, for a mother. I was doing things which does normally mother not do, posing sexy, wearing sexy clothes, dancing in this age. Normally the people think if you are married and you are mother, you have to stop your sex life and your beauty. You have to be ugly, fat, and just give yourself up like you would be the dish cleaner or a washing machine. You are then only a thing from that moment. But in my opinion, that's not true. And we are all living in a time in which this is no more true. We have now all the rules. We could get divorced, and there I didn't see the divorcement by because my husband was enough rich to pay something for me, which would give me a life in which I would not get rich, but live free. I don't have to work. I don't have, yes, but then because everything gets more expensive and more expensive, and he paid always only the same. It was suddenly too less money. That's why I needed actually to go to work, to pay the car, to pay the no new clothes, to pay new furniture, to pay to go on holiday, so to have a normal life I needed to work. And that's was then when my daughter was so mean to me. No more possible that when you only cry, but I could make it out with me by talking to these good psychiatrists and other people in that psychiatric clinic. But I'm against medicine. I just say what the psychiatrist said to me, this was a lady, and that it can damage you. And also, if you get medicine to just to calm you, maybe something where if you are so much in pain, I would also take. So if you're so much afraid that is a pain, then I would also take something to calm the nerves. This I also took. Berocca to calm me, to calm the nerves. I took that medicine. I took also others. One was Ciprexa, that was very, that makes you fat. That's why I stopped it. It makes you, that the fat, in the fat is going water inside, and you get 70% more weight, also more heavy. So if I'm this, then I'm 70 of this, 70 is maybe that plus. And that is too much. So that's why my psychiatrist and I decided that it's not good for me and I have to stay like this. But I took it for, I think, 6 weeks. And what happens is that I didn't dream anymore. When I was tired, I just fall asleep and it was black. And that was not normal for me. That is not normal. I'm a person with a lot of fantasy and with nice dreams. For God's sake, I'm so glad that I have had most of the time very nice dreams, like I would be James Bond on. I have lived adventure and things like flying and standing in the sky and being wonderful dreams. I can also make another video over dreams. And then I had these dreams no more, but in that time it was the right medicine for me because I had to overcome this Peter. And I awake every morning hot because in the dream this Peter was lying to me and say like he loved me and he desires me, and I was awaking hot and I should resist now. Don't masturbate, don't make it to myself, because then I would live a lie. And that is then very, very not good when this person lives so near that you every day hope to see him. You hope that this comes true, and then it really hurts deep inside and you break. And in this time this was helping, so I had no more dreams, only black. And this person, even maybe it was the devil himself or other people, maybe another man who was in love with me and played. He is Peter to get me, but I wait then for the Peter, and this one would run away, then it would damage me. So it was the right thing, no dream at all. And this Ciprexa was helping. I had no more dreams. And I awake, then I also, therefore, no more hot, so in peace. But as I said, when I would have taken the medicine longer, so I always knew I have to heal myself quick. I have not a lot. I have not all the time on earth. I have to hurry up. And I had very, very, very good psychiatrists, which always I had different ones, which told me always the truth about that medicine. And that I recommend to everyone: when you take a medicine, ask for the Nebenwirkungen, what could be the damage of the medicine, and then you have to think, can I not hold out the pain, for example. I cannot hold out the pain when they had to take my teeth. I had to hold out this pain when I was a child. My parents had not the money for the scissors, but this is a luxury I take myself. I pay for that because this is a pain I cannot hold out. And like this, we have to make that out with ourselves. Where is the limit? Which pain I can bear and which pain I can no more take. So there was the limit. That's why I went there. And now no more. Now I'm without any pills, without any tablets. And I try that I can no more in this, I don't go no more in this situation. That's also maybe why it is working out when you love Jesus. Because you know he's up there in the sky. I have to die to meet him in person, and then I'm also there. He will not come down as a person. That's what I tried. I was maybe really gaga. I wanted to do that because in the Bible says, who is taking the stars from the sky and putting the ones in the hell up so that all getting equal? Who is that knight? There's a person in the Bible about this, and I tried that. But I don't dare all to say all. Just to say this. The nuns know that this Jesus will not come as a person and marry them. So they know from the beginning how to protect themselves. They don't go so deep in that hope he will come here as real person and marry me, So they don't go so deep in that love, I guess. But I went deeper. You can know more because this man of my dream was living so near. I was moving back in this town where I went to school because I thought I have a chance. I thought I have a chance to get him when I don't make any mistakes anymore. And I also had this chance to meet him. I brought a big cake and I said, I have this courage to ring the bell. I know he has a girlfriend and say, I can't anymore. I in love with you, I need you, and can we have a date or something? And he felt pity and he didn't say no. If he would be a person who would be strict and only so strict like I was, I'm a virgin, I stay virgin. If he would have been that strict like me, I would have died maybe. But he gave me that chance and we had what I wanted, but only so short. And then he was leaving me and smiling me out and said, you are not beautiful enough for me. And that hurts, but it was the truth. Then I was falling to the ground, to the truth. I said, now it's no more dreaming around. Now it's no more hoping around. Now this is the truth. I cannot have it. That's it. And then I could be hard with me also there. These 6 weeks when I went maybe to that psychiatrist, took that pills, no masturbation. Again, not eat too much, but eat sweets, yes. This wasn't allowed. And then I made a lot of art, music, painting, doing crochet working is helping because you concentrate there on that crochet work and no more on other things. You have then to, it's like you have a lot of telephones or one telephone. Instead, I can also take that telephone now. I'm coming back. Maybe we have this here. No, it's taking too long. You know what telephone means. And all this telephone ringing, maybe the dad, the mother, the father, the sister, and then to cut all lines, you must make duck, 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 duck. You must concentrate yourself on yourself, and this is going very good by crochet working. because it's a routine and you feel suddenly secure, and you feel secure. I'm here, I'm now, I'm me. This will be good enough. Even if it's not yet good enough, it will be good enough. I will be good enough. Everything comes out fine. That's why crocheting is sometimes better than pills, I think. I did it also there in the psychiatric clinic. I asked for things, so can I please make crochet work? And it was helping me. When you cannot sleep in the night and there you have no TV or it's not allowed, and you lay awake, and maybe this is allowed to do some work, and this I can recommend to all people. And I'm talking over all these things because it's necessarily. I had also a aunt. Now we're talking about the aunt who was not that lucky that she got married, and she was not that lucky. She was a lesbian woman, and she was left on an Easter. She was left from the woman she wanted to get married. So it fits to to the talking I talk over broken dreams, over a broken heart. But it was a woman they were already engaged and wanted to get married, but the woman found then another man, and she married another man and left her. And then this Easter she called us, and at that time I lived by my parents, and I was about 14 years old, and it was in this year here. And now my mother always tells the people that she was never real. She just says she is not real, but she was real. That is the house verbot. So that my mom cannot say that she had never a sister, and that my mom cannot say this sister never died, and that my mom cannot say I'm a liar. I show this paper. This is from the government of Zug. Zivilstand, I will read that now in German. Zivilstandesamt Kreis Zug. Zug, Steinhausen, Achille, Oberegli. So if you don't know if a person really existed or if a person lived or died, you can ask the governments, the Zivilstandesamt Beamten. There where you also go when you get married. The same bureau, the same office from the government. And this was from Miriam Lustenberger, Zivilstandesbeamtin from Zug. And this is a paper from the town Zug. This is a legal paper. And they say they bestätigen, they say, this says that they say that Ellen Brandenberg, this was her name, lived from 21st of November 1949. She was born in Geneva, and Sissi died there in a town, in the same Swiss town where Sissi got murdered. She was born on 21 November 1949. And she died the 3rd April 1983 in Königs, that is in Bern. More information over this person are unknown. So they say they have not more information about this person. They can only say that she existed when she got born and when she died. So this is the proof to my mom. This woman existed. She was your sister. And you murdered her, to make it short. And I'm not gaga or schizophrenic because I say this. Even if I can talk with her, I try to make a connection, but I lost this connection. After her death, I had a connection with her only about 6 weeks, a summer. I had a ring from her, that engagement ring I took my mother asked me if I wanted, and I took that one, and also for here to think over her, even if it was a little bit too big. But it was a beautiful ring, but I lost him in the lake when I was swimming, and then I lost also the connection with her. But that is why I had to think about lesbianity. Am I lesbian? What means to be a lesbian? And for me, it's just every love is good when it's a good love. And it's love from both sides, and it's a love only from one side. You must keep it slow motion so that you don't go too deep, that you don't get hurt. You can love the whole world, but don't ask anything from the other part then, because you get hurt when you await something and don't get it. That is the problem then. And now I think I'm talking over her, because then when I had got all these problems with the Staatsanwalt, and men come in, and my daughter got locked in, and I was outside, and she got kept in a car a day long, and I don't know by from whom, and went also in the school where my doctor was in the school, and they had the gymnastic on Friday. They had the gymnastics, and men went in and scared her, and so she stayed really locked in the school, and I had every Friday to go there to the school to get her out. Uh, and also they took the keys. The daughter had key for our flat, and in that gymnastic place, people came and took that key from her. So they came also in our house. I had always to change the lock, and that cost so much money, and that it hurts that I had to go to work even though I had enough from my husband. It was then no more enough, and I had all 2 weeks or all week 350 francs. But the daughter wanted the key. She wanted to be able to go out and in, which is normal. So to all these problems. And then I had to write letters to the Staatsanwalt and things, and I had to go to psychiatrists because they said that you're gaga. And that is the house verbot. That I wrote to the police and took that my parents are no more allowed to go in this this room, because she's in my eyes a murderer. So I wanted to protect me and my child. And my mom also tried to murder me. So she's a double murder, and my dad helped her. So there are a couple of murders, so there are two murders, not only one. Don't think that. They play that game. Oh, he don't love me anymore. Would you take me in your flat? And we have arguments, and he wants to kill me. And he said, oh, she wanted to poison me. And they are against each other. Maybe he has also his love affairs, and she also had her love affairs. But at the end, they're holding together. At the end, when it is heart on heart, they would murder me and everyone around them, the own children, the grandchildren, because they holding together. When it comes heart on heart, this is a murder couple, called a murder couple. And that I know, I'm aware of that. But it's the same that the neighbor lady is forbidden to go in my flat. I cannot forbid her to live in that house, because she helped my parents to murder me. But now it's not about that murdering of me. Very quick, I can say it. In this very house where I live, she opened the door in where the lift is, and I talked over this already. Now it should be over over Ellen Brown and that. These here are the memories. I don't read everything from that day. It was just Easter, and she was always calling, and she was crying, and I said, why don't we take her with us? Because we went to, I just closed the door at the moment. Well, for Tante Ellen, yes. Now I have so much time. This is so hard stuff. Let me take another bite of this. I nearly cry now. So shortly, this was before Easter when she called, and we had already the plan to go on Easter, like every Easter, and to the parents of my dad, to Germany, to Bocholt, to my grandmom who lived in Bocholt. This is 8 hours with the car driving, and we went all Easter there. And I said, she's crying so much, we cannot leave her alone. We should take her with us. I was already 14, and I had her on the phone. And she was, before that, also calling us sometimes. And once she called and was also in a psychiatric clinic, and she said to me, she warned me from the psychiatric clinic. That's why I had so much fear of them and have so much fear of psychiatrists, because she said they torture me. And she said, so she had a lot of alcohol. I like these people who have a lot of alcohol. Hey, help, Karin, I can no more talk. My tongue is swollen so big, like a spider would be in my mouth. Maybe they put the spider in her mouth. I don't know. And the tongue is blue. That shows of poison, belladonna or something. Spider bite also makes, as I know, a blue tongue or a black tongue. One pope was dying, was poisoned, and he had also then a black tongue. So they didn't not only torture her, they tried to kill her in that psychiatric clinic, somewhere in Bern. She said, please help me, get me out here. They torture me, and they gave me medicine, and also they fixed her, I can't move, but she must have been able to get help so that she was already able to call, That's why I said we have to help her, we have to get her out there also. And at that time also my parents could take her out and bring her to another round where she could live then several years. And so her life was full of psychiatric clinic, then again happy, then with living with family people, then suddenly she had her own life. And then came that fall so hard before she died, that this woman she was in love was leaving her for a man. That is why even if I would have feelings like for a woman, like love, like a lesbian woman, I always hear the red alarm clock. This lady would leave you anyway for a man. And it made me feeling insecure about myself. So even if I would love a woman, it's like I don't trust myself. I always think also I would one day just be disappointing her and leave her. And that comes from the history, because my aunt, that actually this is my aunt's story and was my aunt's problem, but it is so deep inside of me that it is also mine, and I try to take out that it comes still. So even if I'm falling in love in a woman, what also happened to me once, I would not dare to live this love, to live it, to say it, to stand to it, because I feel too much. I'm not a good man. I have not enough money. I have not enough. I'm not enough healthy to look for her. Then I should rule. Then she must be the man. Because if I have to play the man, I'm not rich enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not healthy enough. I'm not enough. Not enough. enough would be. I would be divorced. I would stand on my own feet. This flat would be mine. I have a own job. I earn my own money. And I'm rich enough, and then I'm good enough, and then I can afford to be the lover of a woman, of anyone. And this is not yet the case. No, I am not standing on my own feet. No, this flat is not really mine. No, this flat, I'm in debt. This is not yet paid, this flat. No, I'm not enough because I have not a job. A job makes a person, which is good enough to, for example, get married. This makes me all the time also to feel not good enough to get divorced, as long as I have a man who tolerates it. Because my husband tolerated it because my mom said maybe she's becoming schizophrenic, because we have this in my family. I didn't tell him, but my mom and my dad said, if you marry her, you know what you have to do, and you know you will maybe have to pay the whole life for her. And I didn't want that, but they said it all over and all the time. And I then had a job. I wanted to prove that I'm not that I am strong enough to get divorced, that I'm strong enough to get a job, that I'm healthy enough for all this. And then a person, maybe this Lilian Putin, my mom, my daddy, or someone else, called all the time the chef. And I got dismissed all 2 years, we can say it like that. Or the people who loved me, they go bankrupt. So Cafe Brandli went bankrupt twice. And then I thought, I don't want to do that to a boss, so I don't search any job anymore. That's why I'm not working this time. I want that this fight is fighted out till they say you are really healthy enough to work. And that's why I found it no more fair that I search a job and I have a chef, a boss, and then the company doesn't earn enough, and because they got problems and they make loss because of me. I didn't find that fair, so I wanted to make the Zuckerhäusli and to be my own boss. Well, because if I then go bankrupt, I go bankrupt, but not other people too. So, and then I didn't get the permission from the government of Switzerland from high above, from Bern. I didn't got it. So I could not have the ID number, which is needed to open an online store, for example. I tried to make an online store and to sell these cups with my pictures on it. I have good enough pictures, I have good enough films, I have good enough books, but nothing came out. Why? Because this number, I had these problems really in reality with government. So it can be that they think, oh, in this family, schizophrenic is the worst ever word you ever heard. They don't want me to work, but I am actually not really that. I think not. I really studied this all. It is something else. I don't hear voices or all the time. It is a controlled conversation when I need it and when I want it. And so something that people should not drive a car which are telepathic connected with people or are able to have a telepathic line to people and are also able to close that phone, to just it's like communicate. Normally families also talk. Also, they say you are then not able to drive a car because you are able to have telepathic conversation with another person. Okay, but when there are families and the father or the mother drives the car and behind are children crying and they are fighting each other and crying around and touching the hair of the mom, and there's a lot of fight and screaming in the car. We have gone through this. We had these fights, my sister and me, 8 hours driving to Germany. We had our things. She had her books. I had my books. Suddenly we were fighting like nothing else. And then the the driver needs to concentrate, even if they shout around him around. So if he can manage, and I could manage that. I had 3 children, one here, 2 behind. I had that also, children who are screaming and shouting, and I could drive a car without making accidents. And when I'm able to manage this, then I should also be managing a conversation in my head, a telepathic one, because I don't even have to press the handy. Others drive the car and have the handy here and make music here and do that here and give food to the children here and do things. Now, if I also had a conversation in my head, for example, with the Queen of England or with Sissy, or with just someone who lived in that house from my husband. If I had that conversation, I can also say, oh, please, now this is, I have to concentrate. And I did that. I said that often. I had conversations in my head to maybe a man, a lover, my boyfriend, I don't know. And I said the same like I would say on the handy, sorry, now I have not the time. I need to concentrate. I'm driving a car. Please, let's talk later. I also made rests. Just if it's really heavy and the other person is fighting a lot, then I would do the same as I did when all children are crying. I'm looking for a place to park the car and to rest there and then to solve the problem. Give them food, give them drink, let them go pee. And if you have really a fight in your head to fight, then you have to fight this fight in your head, and then you drive further when the fight is a little bit over, That is my recommendation. So I would even let people drive a car when they even would know they are telepathic with people. I would not say that should not be allowed to drive a car. I would tell them the problematic, that you have the responsibility for your life, for the life from all other people which are in the traffic, and you must be so fair when it's no more going and you feel I can no more concentrate because the other person is making me hot, shouting, screaming, hurting me even. Then you just park the car somewhere, and then even when it's necessary, you take the teachers and you say, or you just take the train and get another time the car. And this responsibility I recommend to all car drivers, train drivers, all people which are in the traffic, because there are a lot of people out there which are telepathic and don't dare to tell it because they fear that they lose the check. What happens to me? This happens now to me. So, because I say that I am telepathic, I don't even dare to go to ask for this driving license to get it back, because I'm not sure, but I think every psychiatrist would rather now say no. But when you live further, 15 years or so, maybe then the people that are quiet, they slept in again, these fights are fighted, and suddenly is peace. Also in your head is suddenly peace. It's all cleared out, The love is cleared out, the dead are cleared out, the children go work already, are adults. So I see in the rules, in the Swiss reglement, after 15 years, if I don't do anything, they must give me the driving license back if I stay calm. If I stay calm and nothing happens, nothing worse, nothing happens, then they have to give it back to me. And maybe this, I was thinking overall, after the hate, after the frustration, after all, I was thinking maybe this 15 years, I think it's long time, 10 years could be enough. It's also too long because it makes your career, it ends your career, but in 15 years I'm already old, then comes Alzheimer. I don't think that is so good. Maybe 5 years would be fair and would maybe also be enough time to clear things out. But the rules are rules, so I have to be facing it that I will not have a driving license for 15 years. 1 year is now maybe over. But So we go to this Tante Ellen Brandenberg. She also had all these programs and she never got a driving license. Yes, she had a driving license for a moped, only a little moped. And so back to her, yeah. And then we are still there before Easter, and my parents said, no, we don't take her with us to the grandma. And I said, but then we have to visit her. Let's go and visit her. So on Car Friday, when we could see the date when she died, maybe it was Car Friday night to Saturday. We were there. My memory is that we were there on Car Friday, and then at least we visited her, and I know exactly how her flat was looking, and that she had a little dog, a Spitz. The look nearly similar like the Queen's dogs, the Gorgies, but a little bit higher. And Spitz is the name, like. And then my aunt had that Spitz, and we were the whole day walking there and talking with her, and she was so nice. This aunt, she was always talking with me, but this day not. She had big troubles, and were talking with my parents, and she did not find time to talk with me. And then we went in her flat, and then she cooked the spaghetti. I don't want to read that all again. I'm writing all out like in a book. And I tell it right now out of my memory. I don't read it. Um, and then she started to drink alcohol in the night, after we had food. And she should not drink alcohol. She was on antabus. Antabus is a medicine that when you want to stop drinking alcohol, that you should prevent that you drink alcohol, because when you have antabus in and you drink alcohol, you have to overgive yourself. And that's why and that was happening. She wanted to drink. They had one bottle of wine. There were 3 persons, 3 adults, my sister and me, and 3 adults. They drink wine, I'm not. And then I hear her saying that my mother said, you have enough. You should not drink more alcohol. You have antabus. You know what happens. You will overgive yourself. And she said, I'm an adult. I know what I do. And that I remember. I'm an adult, I'm a grown up, I know what I do, and I want to drink no alcohol, and I need it now. And they open another bottle of wine. And then what it happened that she had to overgive herself, and it was hours and hours. She was in that toilet, it was quiet, and I was still not thinking I didn't think my parents were evil because they wanted to help her. They had all these arguments and arguments. And she herself is the one who is blamed that she drank alcohol and that she had to overgive herself. But then in the night, suddenly I was sitting in that nearly empty. My flat is full of furniture. This was the opposite. It has a table to eat. It had no TV. It has no telephone. It had nothing like that. But big windows. And I was sitting there like a Buddha on the ground and staring out of the window and doing nothing, trying to figure out what's going on and staying awake. And suddenly she cries help, and then I didn't dare to help. I stand up and stand there in the gang and was staring at her, and she cried another time help. And then I asked my parents what is going on, and she said they tried to kill me or something. And I wanted, then I really go to the boss, and my mother said, no, you don't have to come. She is overgiving herself. What do you expect? It takes time till everything is coming out now. She's to blame herself. You cannot help her. But then I don't remember now why exactly I felt that she's now in panic, that she's now really fear that I kill her, that she's now really in dead fear. Right now, I didn't read that all. Maybe I should read it. Maybe at that time when that flashbacks come and I wrote everything down, I knew it. Right now, I don't know. when the moment was that I realized she's now they attack her, she's now in danger, she's now in life danger. When was that moment? Or why? And then I tried to go there and help her, and then she like already on a sofa which was next to the bath. I made this painting of the flat. I made this painting which shows exactly which it is, how the flat was and everything. And here is the bath. And here she was lying, and here was the bath, and here was the eating table, and I was here, and here was the flat. And here was another room, and the sleeping room was here. And when I came then, when I really just go there, and my mother said in a tone which was really evil, "Ha! Now until you dare to help her, it's too late. Already, she's already cold. She's already stiff. She's already cold." She lay there, and what I saw when I went there was that my father and my mother were putting her here and pressing her down. So she wanted to come up. She wanted to come up, and they pressed her down from both sides. That's what I was painting here. And here she's lying here, and this both person pressing her down. And pressing her down, they don't even have to do this. It could have looked for me like they were pressing here, but pressing the head down and here down would already be enough, because if you have to overgive and the food comes out of your mouth and it's running when you're lying, it's running back in your nose. And then this is enough to get no more air and to die. If you get no more air, you die. So my parents did not have to harm her, not have to do this or this. I didn't see, I just saw from both sides, from the head here and here, press her down. Maybe it was pressing her down, maybe it was even more. But pressing her down was enough, and I saw that she tried to come up. That I saw, and they pressed her down. So this was killing, because they didn't let her sit up. Then maybe she got air again. So that was killing, murdering my aunt, like they tried to murder me later, because I was the witness. I was the person who saw this, and this was danger for my parents. And that was the time when they say to everyone, she's schizophrenic. She's now ill, and they said that to every friend of me, to every person where I wanted to work, to all people, that no one would believe me. And I went to the doctor in this house, to Dr. Spies, and they sent me to the doctor, and I said, "You really, really have to go to the doctor. You really, really have to go, and you have to take tablets." And then I didn't want to take the tablets. I didn't want to go to this doctor, and I went to this doctor. I don't know what happens there. I only know that at home then, once my mother wanted to give me a pill which was very big, these big pills, like, not like a banana, bigger than these bowls, bigger than these bowls, double size, 2 or 3 bowls. I'm not yet used to wear this. It must be fixed. It must be fixed, these crowns. But I wear this, I can show it now why I wear this for every person. For my grandma, which was killed also because of schizophrenia. She was poisoned by gas. She died by gas. That's why my mother and Auntie Ellen grow up in this children's house where the children grow up where have no parents. So we give one to my grandma. Grandma, you get a blue one. This is for my grandma from Switzerland. I think I don't know if her name was Richard or Brandenberg. This crown I'm wearing for her. She was murdered in my eyes. It is proven that she died from poison gas and that someone came in the flat, opened the gas knopf, and she died there from poison gas. That's why my mom and Ellen Brandenberg grew up in this house for children with no parents. The father was not taking them, he was working, he lived further. This is for Ellen Brandenberg, my aunt, which was murdered. And this, the third one, is for me. It's all half ones. May it be. They wanted that I overlive. They wanted to help me. 2 persons in a house of 2. Also, it's double 3. Actually, I need 6 crowns to show 6 crowns because that is on my side. That is my grandma, my aunt, me. Then I need another 3 crowns for the side in the house of my husband. I don't know the name of these 2 ladies. I should have asked them. Maybe I asked, but I cannot remember the names. The 2 victims, and I'm the 3rd victim. And they also helped. It's all women. Has been all victims have been women. No men at all. I must wear 6 crowns to show. They fall down. And because they helped me, it became like 3 crowns, and then you make this. Because they helping me out of that, it becoming a round crown. That's why I say it must be a round crown or more to overlive all these attacks. And I'm not sure if I also die, but if I get murdered, I try the same to help. That's what I do, even alive, to help my children and my grandchildren to overlive all these attacks. Because why all these evil attacks happens? Always because of the disease called schizophrenia. And because they think that must happen to this family when that happens. But if I say it was murder, and telepathic, to be telepathic is not yet schizophrenic. The people who are telepathic just needs to have time to rule. Before you rule, you have to check out who is what is what. And then you can say no, and hang up. And hang up is rule and be king of your own life. And then it happens what you want in your life. But also, it happens not only what you want in your life. Sometimes you have also to accept things which are not possible. I have to accept that Peter was not loving me. Oh, no more. I have to accept things. I have to accept that I have now no more the driving license. So I'm not king like even Prince Charles, I guess. Even he is king, he has to accept rules. Sisi had to accept rules. If he would be the king of the kings, we could really maybe become what we want, but love, not even that. Then we must be so beautiful, become so beautiful that the other person we want loves us. And this is a thing, maybe not even Jesus or God can do it when he can look like everyone. And in the thoughts, you can lie. I can in my thoughts also play I'm Marilyn Monroe, even though I'm not, but it is lying. And deep inside, I know I'm living a lie. If I'm, for example, play for a man who not want me, that I'm my sister, then I get something what she would get, but it's stealing from her the love she would get, and I know it, and I will not get happy with it. No, it's not the solution for all eternity or always. But maybe it could be helping over living. If you have no more food, I say it like that. If you have no more food, and If we have no more drink, it's better. If we have nothing to drink anymore and we have no possibility for water and we know exactly in 3 days I'm dying when I have no water, and the only possibility to get water and to overlive would be stealing, and you steal then the water to overlive, and you know after these 3 days the danger is over, then I get water and I can like pay it back, then stealing will be allowed to stay alive, I think. I see it that way. So I said a lot of things. So my aunt was murdered back into this night. Then I had not the handy. I could not call the ambulance. I could not call the police. There was no telephone. But I was going out of the flat and the clock ringing the bell of the neighbors, and I wanted to have help from the police. I wanted that they call the police, but no one opened. Then the dog was always barking, and suddenly a neighbor was ringing in our flat, and I was just going to the door and saying, "Help, help, help." Then my mother said, "No, she's schizophrenic. It's all good. The dog is ill. He was barking. He has stomachache or something." She said something. "It's just a dog, but we go to the doctor, to the dog doctor tomorrow." I don't know what they say. My father went out and pushed me in the flat so that I could no more talk to this person. But I tried to get help. I tried to talk to this neighbor and say, "Oh, please, something is wrong. She is dead." I wanted to say that you have to call the police. I wanted, but my dad pushed me inside, pulled me inside, was stronger, went in front of me, going out in the close the door, but push me in. And so he said, "Shut up." And he was then talking to the neighbor, and then the neighbor went away. So the help was gone. Because my parents are so impressionate people that everyone would believe them, but not me. Because I was still a child. I was not someone. I was not someone you would trust. I had not a crown. I was not a princess. I was not a ruler. I was not a police officer. I was not yet a grown old. I was not yet an adult. So they would trust and believe my parents and not me. That also happens at that time when I had to go to the Dudova there, when the Staatsanwalt wanted to sing, when I wanted to help my daughter, and they sent me to the psychiater, and they had a gutachten, and they also, like now, want from a psychiater to have the proof that I'm normal, but then they will never give that. Then I didn't say that I'm telepathic, and I didn't talk over all these things, but you have not the time when you go to the psychiater. They just make a stamp and say, and they got money, they got enough money. They just make a stamp and say, "You are not normal. You have to fill in a formula," and then they say, "Oh, she filled in the formula in that way and that. And you have not the chance. So the only chance is to nothing anymore. And not go. But I sent all these papers to the government and to the police. Or I did not send it to the police. Maybe I did not send it to the police. Yes, I did send it, but it was in the letter which was closed. And now I can do that. Send that to the police. Just send it with no comment. If you have questions, you can come and ask. And I can send it to the Zuger Staatsanwaltschaft. I did not yet do it. I'm astonished because I was thinking I did that already. And as I see now, I did already send the Hausverbot, and this in a hidden letter. But I will read that, and I was thinking that I wrote this. No, I didn't know. I could not find. So maybe that was my mistake. I didn't do that. So I do it. I just send it them and just say, yeah. Then I have to Anzeige machen. I have to to send it to the Zuger Staatsanwaltschaft and to the Steinhauser Behörden. Und maybe that was the mistake that I didn't. I sent it, maybe it was in a closed letter, and I said, when I die, they are allowed to open it. I made it that way, but then I have to die till they open it, and maybe I should send it now. And when I would have, and now I find out that I was really thinking that I sent this also to the Staatsanwalt. That as I see now, just asked for information over her death. And I don't give them my information, but for what I wrote it then. I'm sure I send it somewhere. I'm sure I send it to the psychiater, to the Staatsanwaltschaft, but I don't have this anymore. Cannot be that I didn't send it. No, I send it to the Zuger Staatsanwaltschaft Behörden. I know I send it to them. Yes, I send it, but I don't have anymore that letter. I only have now this. This was in a letter close to the Steinhauser police. I didn't send it to the Steinhauser police. They don't know it yet. Maybe I have to do that. No, I'm sure I sent it to the Zuger Staatsanwaltschaft. They had it. They had this information. They got a copy of this. But I can right now not prove it. Anyway, like this, everyone on earth will know. That should be enough. If someone wants, I can also read it. But read it is then in German, it's too difficult to translate it. I can just read it in German and then everyone can see it. And if the police has questions over these things, they can call me and they can invite me and ask me for over these things. But I will read it all and then they have all my memories like it was my memory. They have now. They should have all. I will do that. I will read it in German. I will do that also in German. Then no one on earth can say I did not do what I could do to save others and to inform others because I don't have the money to go to court. And I also don't have these nerves. And they would not, because I was alone seeing it. My sister was... By the way, my sister was maybe not there at this day, or I have no memory about my sister. I tried to figure out where she was all the time. She was 5 years younger, and I think she was not with us. She was a cheerleader in that time, and maybe she was had a cheerleading show. I think that was the reason why. Yes, I remember. She was not coming with us. It was only me and my parents. My sister was not there. But I have, again, two memories. That one memory that she was also there walking with us with the dog, and the other memory that she was not with us. And this is also frustrating when, how shall I go to the police when I all the time have two different memories? When I cannot even trust my own memory, how shall I make them believe me that I say the truth when I not even myself always know the holy thing. But from the sister, I don't know really. But I think she was not there. Because I hear now, this is not a voice in the head. It is in the memory here now. When you go back in your memory, this is also, it's not a voice, it's not a ghost. It's just I go back in my memory. And in my memory, I go back to that time, to that thing, and then I hear her, I hear my mother. It's not she's telling now with me. It's not she's telling this on the phone. It's going back in time, going back to that time, to that place. And then I hear her saying in the memory that when I asked why is Norma not coming with us, she has to make the cheerleader show and she was the leader. So she got this cheerleader job from me. They wanted me as a cheerleader, but I said I'm too fat. I had exactly maybe the same figure Now this little pillow here, I knew myself, I'm not so sexy like her. She was very slim, like, for example, La Ville Valo, just a skeleton, It's just, for example, and I had all my life this pillow here. Like my own, she was also not so slim. So I said to these boys, it's kind that you ask me, but I have a sister, she's 5 years younger, and she is slim like a ballerina. She was also a ballerina, and she can have this cheerleader job. And she got very good in this cheerleader job. She was becoming the leader of her group. And they had good things, they had a folk, and I wanted once to see her, but she never invited me. She didn't want that I see her dancing. This was a little bit mean because she had it. I always meant it good with her, and she always meant it bad with me. That's the thing about her. Maybe that's about beautiful people. They are often like this, they are often arrogant, and she is this. She is the opposite of insecure, secure. I'm the best, I'm the beautifulest because I got fucked from the daddy. She not. I think you think it is evil when the daddy fucks the child, when it's not getting hurt or not dying, and she gets more money, she gets all the love, she gets all the hugs. Maybe this is giving in a child also a secureness. You are beautiful enough, you are more than your mother, When a daddy fucks the child, makes sex with the child, he takes her and give her more than a crown. Maybe the mother had only one. It's like he giving her 3 crowns. You are more beautiful than mommy. Other one, you are more beautiful than mommy. This is, you are more beautiful than your sister and brothers. And you are more beautiful and more best than daddy. So daddy has to pay you. Don't say it anymore. But if you're not fucking her to death, and if she's not get insured so much that she dies, if she can hold out the pain, she will gonna like it maybe even because she gets attention, she gets more money, she gets everything she wants. She rules the family. He makes then this child, if she overlives, to the ruler of the family. She rules. I want that, I want that, I want that. She's more than mommy, more than everyone else. And this person gets secure. I'm a queen. I'm a winner. I get what I want. They go out in life more secure than the one who said, I stay virgin. I win over all them, but it was at the end not good. I thought that I'm a winner, that I am stronger than they all, and I didn't let my daddy touch or hug me or something, but I have insecureness inside me. But there's also this point, it's not only my blame, because I was beautiful enough. I was more beautiful than my sister. In my eyes, I had a beautiful nose, and then happens this accident where I dived and I had suddenly a nose like I have now. And this was such a shocking moment, because from this moment on, I felt insecure and no more good enough and no more beautiful enough. No more beautiful than daddy, and no more beautiful than mommy, and no more beautiful than even the sister. But before that time, I felt I'm a princess, I'm beautiful enough, I will rule my world, I will rule my life, I will be a winner. And that hits me too. I'm nothing. I'm under you all. This is not good. So that's about my sister also. There's not so much more to say. I said already in another letter over her, this was now long enough, that she was destroying my marriage on the wedding day, on the wedding party. She was going under the table. We had a U form like kings have. She went under the table, threw my husband and gave him a blue job. And I saw it, and I made, hey, and my husband also closed the zipper, and she opened it again. I said, "Hey, that's enough. You don't do that. You don't do that." And then I ate and think she goes, but she did it again. And so she opened it and take out the dick, and he then didn't say anything against so much. Then my mother was crying, "Oh, where is Norma? Where is Norma? She has to come out under the table. That is going too far." And then she went, because my mother is then there. My mother helped me standing up, and then this was one situation where my mother helped me. This was the situation when she helped me, and then Norma had to come out. And then everyone saw that it was Norma was under the table giving a blowjob to my husband on the wedding day in front of all these party people. This is so mean. This is so fucked up. This was her revenge because I didn't allow my husband to make this party before wedding, that night before you get married, they make parties, and I didn't allow my husband because I know his friends bring him to bordels, because one said, "We all hate you because he was the spender of us all. When we go out and make parties, he was always paying for us all, and you take us away the money. The spender, the daddy, sugar daddy who pays all, and that we not let you go through with it. We will get him to a bordel. You will not get that Superman. We will put him in every bordel on earth till he has AIDS. So we will kill." That's this dumb. This man who said that. I was once thinking he is more intelligent than me, and he was working in the same company where I made apprenticeship, the commercial apprenticeship. He was higher, 2 years older, but he was in this moment dumber than every dumb people can ever be, because he didn't realize that if he loved you, if he ever had any good feelings to my husband and was any good friend to my husband, you don't wish to end your best friend AIDS. That is dead. And you don't wish to your best friend's AIDS also for his wife and the children. That is killing a whole family. And this man was beautiful, had beautiful blue eyes, but dumb, arrogant, and idiot. A dumb, arrogant idiot, an asshole, as can be. As my sister too. And they both were on this marriage. And I think it has been these two who fucked in the toilet, because Abraham was also, the children were also on the party, and I was the nurse of this Abraham, and he came to me and said, "You have to come, Karin, you have to come. They fuck in the toilet in front of everywhere. I saw it. And then I said, "Oh, what shall I do?" And then I went there and I saw them running away, But this is damage. This is really evil. Really, really evil. So I also talk now with my sister. And more I don't have to say that. When I was with my children, with my parents, I have to say more. I say it all in once. When I was married then, and the marriage was not good, and I had a eye swollen eye. My eye was big like this, and I was nearly blind. And I went with my parents to Ostrich with the children, and when I came home, I saw her in a pink dirndl in the farm there where the cows are, they're inside, and with my husband. So I saw them also running away, so they have fucked. And I saw it because we came home earlier, and I saw exactly that, but not naked. I saw her running just away and giggling, ha ha. And I knew what was happening. This I saw in this moment. Otherwise, I have been nearly blind in Österreich, but there I was also fighting for the life of the children. It was also a thing. On the trip in Österreich, I was getting blind, and my parents, we go, instead of going there where I wanted to go to Ischgl to watch the Sissi-Ausstellung, I wanted to watch Sissi-Ausstellung, and we wanted to go there all together. And I got blinder and blinder, and they looked to my children, and I was not able to look to these children. But in the beginning, I could still see, sometimes like through milk, I could see things like through milk, more or less, but still see. And I was here in Switzerland already to an eye doctor, and I had these drops to put in the eyes, and I put that in all the time. And we were already in Austria somewhere on a camping place, and I was there going to run a little bit, jogging, because I was like this in that time. I wanted to get slim, and I did. I did nearly not eat, only yogurt, natural yogurt without sugar, and I came down to 55 kilos, 53 one day, 55 kilos. I was starving and hungry and hungry and hungry till I had my 55 kilos, but it makes me not more beautiful because the nose comes out even more like a witch, witch. Anyway, I was at that time in that thinking I have to make gymnastic every day, I have to run every day, I have to jog every day, and not to eat every day to get slim, so I can get my husband back. So I will win the love of my husband back. That was the idea behind that. And so I'm becoming beautiful enough for this love again. Because my sister was slimmer than me, but she was also blonde and I was tall. That was the point, I could have been slim like skeleton, it would not have helped at all. But then in that Osik I was running, going running. My parents looked to the children, there was everything fine. And then in the wood, I remember I was running and I had my Walkman on and I listened to music. And then suddenly make boom. And I watched it was like a stone in my face, and I watched, and it was a big spider. A big bird spider, a black bird spider, and a big net. And I thought that my mom did, that my parents did. They make a joke with me. First they blinded me, and then they want that the spider goes in my mouth. But I looked then, even through, I could see things. I could not see so clearly, but I could see things. I looked at net. That spider net was a spider net, was real. Because a plastic net you cannot, would not be elastic, and the plastic net you could not, you know how the consistencies of a spider net. You can just smash it, you can just break it easy. It's just if you really smash it. It was strong, but it was a spider net. It was real and it was big. It was more than 2 meters broad and more than 2 meters high, and it looked like a door to another world. And I was running through it, like the spider was sitting in the middle, like a dark angel, and saying, "Stop! Don't go further! Don't. This is another world." But I was running through it. Wow, full. Then I went back, and then I saw the spider on the ground, and she was real. But she did not bite me. She did not hurt me. She was also hit from me, I guess. She was also fallen down, But you're alive. We both overlived that accident. And then I went back. And then we drove further. I wanted to go. I was in hope that I will recover, and that I see again good, and that I wanted to see that Sissi Castle and that Sissi Ausstellung, that Sissi Museum, and all the clothes from Sissi and all these things. But it got worse and worse and worse. My mother put in the drops. We put in the drops and it got worse. And then we were somewhere, I don't know where, it was somewhere. And we rented a house, and in that house we lived, and then that evening we suddenly ran out of food. And my mother was so funny. She didn't make food. I said, "Do you not make food? You should feed the children. We are all hungry." "Oh, we are running out of food. We don't have food. I don't cook now." And then they wanted that I go to sleep. And then it was so not funny situation. I felt something is wrong. Something is wrong. And in the night, I went to bed and I take the drops and I heard voices, and not schizophrenic voices and not telepathic voices. Voices from, you also tell when you say I saw, and that's the psychiatrists don't say a person is schizophrenic just because she say I heard voices. How do you say it when you hear voices? And I heard all sometimes shouting my neighbor in the other flat, and she's a real person, that's a voice. But I heard voices, and I went and up and down, and I tried to see, and I could see a man and a woman, real, not ghosts. They were talking to my parents. And something which I heard was making me afraid, but I cannot remember what sentence it was. And I could not see enough clear to be sure that it was Lilian, Putin, Janine, and Milward. Lilian was the woman who worked with my father together in Markridge. So she was in the office, in the same office, and they got good friends from my parents, and I hear these voices. But when you are not sure if it's this person, you cannot say, I heard Lilian. That's to the psychiatrist. I cannot tell this story and say, I heard Lilian, because I couldn't see clear enough this is Lilian. So I cannot say it was Lilian. That would then be maybe not the fully true. So what do I say? What do I say? I can say I hear a person, but I also can say I hear voices, because it has been two person, a man and a woman and my parents. So I hear voices. And for this reason that I hear voices, I was not schizophrenic, because they were real there. And I think this is just a stomach feeling that they did harm my children. Maybe they fucked my children. Maybe then at this night they lose their virginity. It could be like that, because we were running out of money. They came suddenly, visited us, took the chance, fucked them, gave us money or my parents money. So they were like to help their Irish children. This would be evil. That's evil if that happened to my children. But they didn't say that. No complaint. They were so small. And I just didn't see. They sent me again to go to sleep, and I tried to listen, but they saw me on the steps, and then they went in another room, and then they closed the room, and I could not hear anymore and see anymore what they did. And then this is why I hate God or something. And then I was really like blinded. I saw still the escalators I found by tapping the way back to the bed. I said, why did I not more help them? Then I just slept. I don't know why. I really slept this night. I should have stayed awake to help my children, but I went back to bed. I don't know why. Because they were closing themselves. I saw I can no more help them. I can no more do anything, but I could have done something. It could have gone run out of the street and blood blind and try to get other people. But the house was not, there were not a lot of houses. It was, I don't know how far I would have had to walk to come to other houses, and maybe 1 kilometer, maybe 500 meters, maybe 2, 3, 4 kilometers, long distance. And the next day or the day before, I'm not sure about the timeline. Was it before or after that? On one day we went instead to CC Museum. We went to walk, and I had Peanut. I had also the dog, the Yorkshire Terrier, the little Peanuts, came with us, and we went. Suddenly we have been on a cemetery, and it smelled after dead people, and there were lying in my eyes dead people around in front of that house where the dead people are lying in. But I'm not sure if it is illusion. Maybe it was just so scary, you know. You think, oh, we go on holiday, we go and see in a museum, and then we are suddenly walked so far, and we are on a very special cemetery. So in a horror movie, you cannot make it better than this cemetery. You think there are vampires. And that it was not an illusion of me that something was going on with fright, which was frightening, showed me the reaction of Peanuts, because she ran away, and he never did that before, never did that again, to run away from me. He missed the line, he ran away like the devil would be behind him, and he was so afraid. Something must have frightened my dog so much that he ran away the whole distance, the whole 4 afternoon we have been walking, whole 4 hours or what, and he ran away back to the car where we have parked. And he waited at the car for us coming back. Good dog. That was a good dog, because without the reaction of this dog, I would maybe think I was gaga. Maybe I was my reaction was overdue. Maybe my reaction was too much. But was it the sentence that my father said, "You going now to lie there in this grave? You're not coming out alive"? Or he said, he must have said also any sentence, and I was not frightened enough. But dogs feel danger better. My senses were close. I didn't see, I didn't hear, them deaf, blind and mute, but my dog not. My dog felt the danger and he ran away. And he did the only right thing, because I took my children and I said, now we have to go behind the dog and run behind the dog. And I guess that saved my life, or maybe the life of me and my children. And I don't know if that night where Lilian, Buccianin and Milward visited us were this night then or the night before. So the timeline is missing, but it is worse enough to tell over this, because it should not happen that my parents, for example, go to help Gorda or to help my children and play grandparents, because all the time when they are running out of money, they get evil. They do evil things. That's what I really have to warn from this. That's why I say this. It was not me, If I am running out of money and I'm somewhere, I will go to the police and ask, can you please give us money? We can pay back so that we can travel home. Or ask the teachers, what I have also asked the teachers. For this you have teachers. I can only recommend teachers. Insurance, that you have an insurance. Then you go to the police, say I'm running out of money, I got stolen, or and then you have to pay maybe back later. But there's another possibility, another way than selling the children or selling organs or start killing people and selling organs. That's weird. That's so weird. That's so crazy, weird. That's so horror movie. But it was real. Peanut was as real as my aunt, and it was all a real happening. But then the next morning, I remember. Then I said, really, now we have still no food. Then I had the courage and I said, now I'm going. I just go down and I go out, and then I cried loud for help. I cried, help, please, police, help, help. And then I shouted and I said, then I was doing that, running to neighbors, searching for neighbors, but they came behind me and grabbed me and said, okay. And I said, if you don't go now with me in a clinic for eyes, in a hospital for eyes, because I don't see anything anymore, not even my hand, then I cry and just run in the street or run somewhere blinded. I just run till someone helps. And then was the moment when they said, okay, we leave now this place and we go to a hospital with you. And then they went in a hospital with me, and I got in a big hospital and I got medicine and help. And then this doctor helps me that I don't get blind, that it became better. And on the way home, it became better and better. And we go home, and we went home. Very quick, I think, without any hold. And I said also, you now drive home with any hold, without any hold, without camping place, without anything. just home. Home to food. Home to food. Home to home. So that's why we were earlier at home. And I saw that a lady in a pink dress. Was the reason why my husband didn't want to kiss me anymore. And he also said, wow, you are so ugly. Wow, you are already home. Fuck, you are so ugly. With that swollen eyes, fuck, you are so ugly. I said, don't get a kiss, don't get an embracement, don't you feel pleasure that I'm home, that we are home? No, you are so fucking ugly. He didn't say fucking. That's not the word for my husband, but the meaning is in English. He really said that this was very rude for my husband even more. In a rude language, you are too ugly. Why you came home like that? Yeah. And now I have to do it all in German, in Swiss German. It's easier to speak that in English. And I say you why. In Swiss German, my parents hear it. And I will come and ask why you tell that and why you tell that, and then I have really war. Maybe I don't have the courage, because to tell us, I tell us to the police, but they don't help me. Maybe it's also only half word, but you don't know what they can do. I'm alone here. She helps my parents to kill me. And doctors were also not helping. I live here, only my parents, they can be here, wait downstairs till I have to go out with the dogs. I have no more, only water, no more food. And then I'm alone against them, and they will come when I tell that all in German. And then I get problems, and I fear those problems. But I know most people understand English. My children understands it, and this is why I did tell it, that my children know that I did not do nothing. I forbid them to come here in. My daughter always let them in, not I. And I did write that also to the police and to the Staatsanwaltschaft, that I know. The police in Steinhausen has this, and I say they can open it, and then I will find these letters. But it is, when I could move to abroad, when I could change the name and move abroad, and I would no more live here, then I would dare to say that also in Swiss German. But now I'm without a weapon, without help, without any friends anymore. Tanya is dead, Susan is dead. I have no one left to help me, really. My children are adults, and no one, and that's why it was be too much. It would be self-murdering to tell that all in Swiss German. So I leave it like that. I will upload this in English, but not in Swiss German. As long as I live in security. When I live abroad, in England, in Germany, somewhere with another name, then I feel more secure. Then I could tell that also in Swiss German. Then they come here, and I would not more living here. So, can we agree to this? And these crowns will I give to Marilyn. This one, I will wear them only once, and then I will give them all to Marilyn. They will fit her better than to me, because she looks like a tie. Marilyn, you will get all these crowns. The older daughter gets all the one. She already got crowns, and she get all the one. This one will fit to my daughter, because she's looking so Thailandish. She will get them. But first, I need them to make clothes to everyone, fitable clothes, make photo sessions, and then she will get these 3 crowns. Or maybe she won and the other daughter won and me won. That was maybe better there because it's 3, to show we must hold together, otherwise we die. It must be 3 people helping each other to be stable. Only 2 is not stable enough. There are more people that can take you there, take you there. It needs 3 to make a stable situation somehow. That's why I overlived. I was the 3rd, 3. You have also been 3 girlfriends, Tanya, me and Manu. And Miri was the 4th. And the 4th was evil to me like a stick. Not good. But that's when 3 are holding together, this is a stable situation. 3. 3 is a good number. Looks also good. It looks complete. 2, not yet complete. 3, complete. Complete. Okay, I got another coffee. This was a long video. I deserve buttercream. Peanuts love butter so much he would eat that. This dog no more, but I call this dog Buttercup, which means butter, a cup of butter, not a cup of love, a cup of butter, because Peanuts, he was brown. Peanuts was a Yorkshire Terrier, and he would have eaten that. He was, and that's why because Buttercup would eat a lot of butter and a lot of bullet and a lot of flesh. When he had a bullet on the table, he would eat it when we don't look. But this Buttercup, this Peanut deserved all of this. These Peanuts saved. One of had already 3rd child, maybe 2 children and me, 3 people alive. 3 people, my son, my daughter, and me. The youngest was not yet born, I guess. Or even that, 4 or 3 people, Peanut saved alive. I believe that. And twice here in the flat also again. As a ghost. So there is existing a sky for dogs. Now I'll make another coffee. Thank you, Peanuts. You have been my guardian angel. Our guardian angel. Like these dogs here too. Thanks to all dogs, thanks to all guardian angels. My mother has also been a guardian angel for me in other situations when she has enough food and enough money. She is a good person. She turns to an evil person when she is lost, when she has no more money and no more food, when she's in a lost situation and she sees no other way. That's what I learned. And she sees herself and the family in danger, and she's becoming this killer. When she sees no other way, I don't know. Yeah. When she felt attacked. As long as she's not attacked, she's cool. She has money, she has a flat, she has food. She is kind. She helped me when I was lying at my husband there in that roof room with that insured with a big wound from this Dr. Hürlimann. There she saved my life. And in other situations here, when she tried to keep me, she also, she not tried, she pushed me down, I fall down, but she cried. This is also a voice, but the voice from my mother, which was real. Take the cable, to try to catch the cable from the lift, there's these cables, and I did that, but only nearly down. When I was already nearly down, I catch the cable, and it could not really hold me, but it made it less worse that I fall. The hit was less worse, let it tell that way. So what is an angel can also become a devil, and what is a devil can also in another situation become an angel. Good night now. I say now good night. It was heavy meat, heavy eat. Too much butter here. It is good in the form of a praline, a little one. That was actually too much, but I will eat a little bit because it helps to go down the soul. All this heavy meat goes down. Another coffee I need too. Now, goodbye. Goodbye, you all. I love you all. I love my children. I love friends. I love people who help me stay alive, stay healthy, stay good. Good as possible and so much evil as necessary to overlive. It's also my situation, but my mother had another way. She didn't have to kill me. You know, if it's war and you have to fight, someone is attacking me, I would also defend myself. But if I don't have to defend, I can run away, then I would run away. That is my motto. So stay good as possible and only so much evil as necessary to overlive. Bye.